Hey everyone, this is Gary with Easy Go Junk Removal. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to share. And I also love to hear your comments, see what you guys are thinking. Today isn't so much about junk, it's about junk, but it's not so much about junk. It's about what to do with yourself when you're not junking. So the reality is I'm 63 years old, and a lot of you are a lot younger. In fact, I have friends that are, well, heck, they're less than half my age. They're in that 28 to 30-year-old range, and they're out there hustling and bustling and making things happen, working 24/7 and making it life happen. And I'm kind of on the other side of that. Being 63, I'm sitting here going, okay, what do I want out of life? What do I want out of my junk removal business? How big is big enough? How do I spend time with Joanne? How do I make a life that makes sense? Not only working, because I absolutely love to work. I love the daily grind. I like the physicality of it, and I like the way it makes me feel at the end of the day. So I'm probably going to work until I'm well into my 70s, I would imagine. Not because I have to, but because I want to. And so that got me thinking of a lot of things. So one of those things I always think about is, how do I make sure that I'm able-bodied? What am I doing to make sure that I not only get up every day, but I can lift the weights that it takes to do junk removal? A lot of people think that, hey, junk removal is this really easy thing. And at times it's, it is easy. You're picking up, 10 bags off the side of the road and it's easy money. But there are other times where you're hauling your ass off, and it really takes a lot of strength and a lot of energy. And so I'm constantly thinking, okay, how do I keep my energy levels up? Well, I've been blessed, and I will show this to you eventually, but I've been blessed. I've upgraded my gym quite a bit, and it's been about a year, a little over a year, much more, actually just under 2 years, where I haven't worked out on a daily basis. I've always worked out. When I mean on a daily basis, 3 to 4 times a week, and then on the treadmill more. And it's always kept me healthy, and it's always kept me relevant, able-bodied, be able to bend over, pick something up, not put my back out. I've been blessed with a good back, and part of that is a blessing with a good back, because I have scoliosis, man. I have a bent back anyway, and I was told at a young age that you couldn't do this, couldn't do that, and then I wrestled for many, many years and found out that, you know what, if you strengthen the muscles that are around that back, you won't have back issues. And I've never really had back issues. Every now and then, blue moon stuff, I have a nerve or something, and otherwise I've been truly blessed with a good back. I also think it has a lot to do with always putting weight on my body, doing curls, doing bench press, doing squats, doing things that keep me able-bodied. And so I've been blessed recently. I had a half stack with a lot of different abilities from that half stack, and I traded that in, sold it for like $300, and bought what I have for, I guess it was $400. I have a little more than that into it now, but it's a much, much more versatile situation than I had before. And the whole reason to do that is, when the major seasons come along, I want my body to be in shape. When I wrestled high school, little in college, off season was just as important as on season. I kept myself very, very active, very, very able-bodied, where when the season came around, I wasn't just beat the hell out of trying to get in shape. I was in shape and I was ready to go. And it's the same thing, I think, with junk removal for me, especially at this age, and actually your age too. I don't care where you fall. It's really important to keep yourself active and keep some weight on you. It's great for bone density. which means your bones are stronger. They're more dense. They don't just snap and break. And as you get older, especially my age, that's what happens to people. Bones break, hips break, things happen. And if you're diligent at a younger age, which I'm hoping that will pay off, hey, you don't run into that quite as often, and your recovery time is way, way better, and everything is better. I don't know if it will give you a longer life. There are things that say, hey, it will give you a longer life, but then the reality is it will give you a better life, and that's the reality for me. I'm able to pick things up that most people my age can't do. In fact, not to brag or anything, maybe a lot of you can't pick up what I pick up. I'm able to really lift, and it has a lot to do with being active my whole life and never just being sedentary. And that will kill you. I really do believe that. For you men out there, I'm going to tell you straight up, when you work as hard as we do in this field, you want to get your ass engaged. And what I mean is that's where your testosterone is built. I just had mine tested, and for a 63-year-old man, my doctor said that's off the charts. It's 721. That's no HGH, that's no testosterone shots. That's me, all natural. And God only knows what it was when I was 30. But a lot of that has to do with doing squats, doing leg press, getting your ass muscles in gear and using those. Look how you lift when you lift a refrigerator or anything of heavy. You want to use the techniques that will benefit you well into your 60s. And so that's one thing I would really suggest, especially you young men. You're already as the studies go, you already have half the testosterone as people my age did when we were your age, and evidently I have half the testosterone that my dad had. That's a pandemic in the world of that is not cool, man. That's where all your drive and the good stuff happen, man. You don't want to lose that. So you want to keep engaged. The cool thing is with junk removal or moving furniture or anything like that, we have an upper hand on that. But in this off season, you want to take care of yourself. You don't want to be that person that just goes and becomes a couch potato. You want to keep your body hardened. It's kind of like those guys who do the MMA. Yeah, I know this from wrestling. I was slammed, thrown, just completely beat up on a mat. It was only this thick, right? And you get thrown, you get slammed into it. And I never bruised. The reason is your body hard. And the MMA guys, they do that same thing. When they get beat up, they're really taking a beating. The beatings that they take in the octagon would just mangle us because they're body hardened. They're able to take the shots. They're able to be thrown without just having contusions everywhere. And so that's what I'm talking about. You want to get as body hardened, ready for your profession as you can. And the good time is now. You start it now and you get yourself through it. Now, I'm going to be working out throughout the year. It's just my nature. The last year and a half has been absolutely almost impossible to work out with. It's been impossible. I lived at a brother's for a while to relocate, bought a house, had to start a business. It just was not conducive. Man, the last week or so, it's been so good and sore, and it's been good. And so you want to keep yourself in unbelievable shape for this profession, because we all know this. Nobody replaces us. Not at my level anyway. Nobody replaces us. So if we break a leg, or we screw our backs up, or we injure a knee or an elbow or a shoulder or whatever, it's us on the line and our business takes a hit. So that's what this little rant or whatever it is about, is taking care of yourself in the off season, taking care of yourself during the season, and be relevant, able-bodied, and ready to go, and in fighting shape. So anyway, this is Gary with Easy Go Junk Removal, just encouraging you to make a difference. All right, this is Gary with Easy Go Junk Removal. please like and subscribe. Have a good one, guys.
Uh-oh.
Hang on, we got it.
You did it.
And still full of muscle.
My man is strong.
Oh!